Hello everyone, this is Jeffrey Fracé and you are listening to Architecture Talk, this podcast that is dedicated to advancing the frontier of architectural thinking through transdisciplinary, cross-disciplinary, post-disciplinary, pre-disciplinary conversations, all with the idea of moving the architectural work out of its narrow confines and into a broader discursive realm, which is where it always was in the first place. We are in season 2 of our podcast, and we started it out with a series of replay conversations with some of the stalwarts of our discipline and its related fields, people whom we have lost in the recent past. Great people and great memories. Moving ahead, today we are bringing to you the first new conversations of this season, and this is with my very good friend Jeffrey Fracé, who is the chair of acting here at the University of Washington. Jeffrey has a diverse background, comes from a long lineage of artistic practice and teaching, which includes, of course, a great encounter with Shakespeare in many ways, an improvisational theater company, and a deep interest in the modalities of no theater, the Japanese minimalist art form. We discuss all these things, but then, as usual and as much, we move on to really the relationship and the lack of, in a sense, distinctions between what it is to produce theater and what it is to produce architecture. An interesting conversation, stimulating. I hope you find it. And Jeffrey is a very good friend of mine, and so I am thrilled to be bringing this conversation with him as the opening new recording of this season. I hope you enjoy it. As usual, feel free to reach out to me via email at vikram.prakash@gmail.com. Here we go.
Architecture is really the art and science of turning fiction into fact.
Sometimes kind of real architectural life interferes with intellectual architectural life.
There is no such thing as architecture.
Jeffrey, welcome to Architecture Talk.
Thank you, Vikram. I'm delighted to be here.
I've been thinking about having this conversation with you for a while, through all the things we have done together, including co-teaching a course
Cool.
ambitiously and fantastically called Creativity as Research,
Right?
attending some cool performances with you at the various theater outfits in town, particularly on the boards,
Mm-hmm.
and in your own basement theater space.
Right?
And this conversation hopefully stems out of the many conversations we have had spontaneously.
Terrific.
And I'm particularly glad to be here in your office, which many would describe as a thorough mess,
Right?
which I would describe as a creative collage and assemblage of things in process and movement.
You're very kind.
So what does it say on the door? What does it say? You're associate professor of what? Acting, movement, and what?
Devising performance.
Devising performance.
I think that's the phrase we settled on.
Devising performance.
Yeah, nobody really knows what a good title for it is.
What is it that we're talking about here?
Yeah.
What is devising performance?
Devising. That is a hot topic in theater and in academies and theater schools lately. Devising is a term that broadly refers to making a show that starts from something other than maybe a playwright wrote a play, a producer likes it, puts some money into it, hires a director. You know,
Right.
the sort of assembly line production system that we typically do in the country, but a devised piece might come from a few people getting together in a room and going, "Ooh, what if we work together? And then what if we brought this person on? And then what should the show be about?" And
Workshop?
it kind of happens out of order. So there could be workshopping. You might bring a playwright on board to wordsmith stuff, but it is a process, shall we say, in which the process is kind of on the sleeve of the product. Like you sort of, the making of it is as important as the showing of it. And there's form and function, and I mean form and content should be married in a particular way in a devised process. So
sounds all kind of like a Brechtian derivative thinking.
So I mean, you might not even know what it turns out